Before you come in contact with Christ, there is an operating system that you operate with. Before you come in contact with Christ, there is a software that powers your living. But when you come in contact with Christ, Christ will do something. He will need to crash that software. He will need to crash that operating system so that it can give to you his own system. So that from henceforth, you no longer live by that operating system, but by a new operating system as renewed in the new man. That's why you are called a new man, a new creature, because what now begins to power you is different from what used to power you. That which used to power you before, that takes you to beer parlor. You don't even know why you are going. You just go to beer parlor. You say, let me go and drink and forget about my sorrow. Who tells you that beer will make you forget sorrow? Beer will only make you lose your senses for a moment. The sorrow is still there. Those operates is different from the way the Mac operates. What determines their operation is the operating software, the operating system that powers that device. The device in itself is useless if there is no operating software, if there is no operating system that powers it. The same way too, outside of Christ, there is an operating system that powers your living. But when you come into Christ, Christ now becomes your new operating system that ought to power your living. So the same way, the former system will just carry you to beer parlor. This new system ought to carry you somewhere. The same way you obey the old man without even knowing. You just walk in the loss of it and you don't even know. You just walk. Something is powering you and you are just obeying. You are just following. The same way too, you ought to follow. The same way, we ought to do what? We ought to follow Christ. He is now our new operating. So you cannot try to look for a way. You are an Android and you want to operate like iPhone. You will destroy yourself. So when that scripture says that ye are the temples of the living God, and whosoever defile that temple, God shall destroy. It's trying to say that because you have become the temple of the living God, you are now under a new government. You now operate by a new software. If you try to now take the old software to power the new life, you will destroy yourself. Because you cannot put new wine in old wine skins.